Building a gaming PC from parts you choose is not for everyone, but if you're here, then I'm going to assume that you're at least interested. Before I refresh my How to Build a Gaming PC tutorial series for 2024 though, I thought I'd begin with an important step to take before you even start looking at parts lists. Should you even do it? If nothing else, we're going to address the less appealing parts of DIY PC building first, so you can make the call if it's right for you, and begin your build with open eyes and a clear understanding of the downsides. Here are 3 reasons not to build a gaming PC, and 4 reasons you still should.
Excellent!
Today's video is brought to you by Thermaltake's The Tower 600 series cases, continuing their popular lineup of vertical body design solutions with more room than ever for high-end PC builds. With support for full-size ATX motherboards with hidden connectors, side radiator mounts with room for 360 and 420mm AIOs, a dual-mode GPU mounting system, and vented side panels that easily pop off for access to cable management or the 13 fan mounts, the Tower 600 is both easy to build in and distinct in its design. There's an optional display stand and LCD panel too. For more on the Tower 600 series cases from Thermaltake, click the sponsor link in the video description. First and foremost, computers, and particularly gaming computers, cost money. They can be incredibly expensive, usually at least $1,000 and sometimes several thousand, even rivaling the cost of a small car. That's an instant pass for a lot of people who simply don't have that much money to spend, and I wouldn't blame anyone for opting to pay their rent or buy food to eat over building or upgrading a gaming PC, although some more fervent members of the PC gaming community have been known to get their priorities a little mixed up in this area. PC tech channels like mine will also often just refer to the cost of the desktop PC itself when we say, here's an $800 build or here's a $1,200 build, completely ignoring the other vital and potentially costly parts of an entire setup. Not just the desktop PC, but the desk itself, a chair to sit in, a keyboard and mouse to interact with the PC, and perhaps most important in the setup category, a monitor. A gaming monitor if gaming is your goal, which can also be a costly $1,000 plus part of the setup by itself. I have some more positive balancing points to contrast this stark reality in the second half of this video, but the fact is, if you don't have $700 to $1,000 to start with, an existing gaming setup to build off of, and or a wealthy benefactor footing the bill for your rig, building your own gaming PC might be off the table. Besides, who needs to spend all that time and money when there are plenty of other ways to game out there? Specifically, the most viable PC gaming alternatives are console gaming with something like a Switch or an Xbox or a PlayStation, and mobile gaming via a smartphone. There are plenty of handheld gaming devices out there too, even newer options like the Steam Deck and Asus ROG Ally that are basically portable computers themselves, but the main point is, why spend $1,000 plus on a gaming PC setup when consoles are typically less than $500, or when there are even more accessible mobile gaming options to play on the smartphone that you already have? And while I do believe there are some very good responses to that question that I'll be bringing up in the second part of this video, they're not going to sway everyone, and it's especially hard to convince someone to pay money for something that they don't think they need. So if you prefer the somewhat simpler setup process of a console, or if you're perfectly happy gaming on a smartphone, just save your money and keep gaming that way instead of opting for a gaming PC. The third reason not to build a gaming PC is because it's hard. I probably wouldn't have much to talk about on my YouTube channel if it wasn't somewhat difficult, but compared to a smartphone, which is just there, or a console, which requires a power and HDMI cable to be plugged in typically, and maybe an internet connection to download all those updates, DIY PC building is a big jump in difficulty when it comes to assembly, and there are plenty of things that can go wrong. Some mistakes can result in a build that just doesn't work, which then requires a potentially arduous troubleshooting process, but other mistakes can result in damaged and non-functional hardware, and return policies don't always apply when a CPU or motherboard are damaged because of user error. Now once again, there are lots of ways to avoid situations like this, which I will be bringing up momentarily, but it's still a very good reason why some are hesitant to dive into their own DIY PC build. But those are the 3 best and most understandable reasons why you might not want to get into PC building. Did I miss any? I'd love to hear from you. If your reason isn't on this list, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Okay, now let's talk about the reasons you should still build a gaming PC despite all the stuff I said in the first half of this video. Reason number one, despite PCs being very expensive, they are customizable, which means you can build one out based on your specific budget, whether that's $3 grand, the sweet spot mid-range at about $1,200, or an entry-level system at $800, $600, or even console status pricing in the sub $500 zone. If you're spending over $1,000, you can probably buy all your parts new, but budget-minded PC builders should consider the assets they might already have, especially if you need to get a full setup together. A chair can cost you hundreds of dollars, or maybe you already have one, making that cost zero. Same goes for other setup elements like the desk, speakers, or a headset, even your monitor. If you already have something functional to get you by for now, you can get your setup assembled and working, and then plan for upgrades down the line. You might even be able to cut away some of the upfront costs of your desktop PC if you can salvage or rebuild a system using an older but still functional case or power supply. I'll be discussing these options in more detail in my next video where I go over each part of a gaming PC, but if you've decided a gaming PC is not for you because you think it will be at least a $2,000 plus investment, know that there are many paths to PC gaming nirvana, and choosing the path of minimal investment by starting out with older salvaged hardware or combing through used parts listings is absolutely an option. Secondly, while it is true that there are many ways to play video games aside from using a gaming PC, there are also many things you can do with a desktop gaming computer besides playing video games. There's a reason most office jobs use desktop systems with full-sized monitors. They are way better for productivity and getting work done, and many people use their home gaming PCs to also run a business, handle schoolwork, browse the internet, stream music or videos, or double up as a home media entertainment center. And while many of these tasks can be handled on a smartphone or with a relatively low-powered laptop, gaming desktop systems will often have higher core count CPUs and dedicated gaming video cards with the processing power to handle tasks like video editing, data analytics, and 3D modeling that would bring a typical laptop to its knees if it was able to run those applications at all. If you're still having a hard time stomaching the cost of a gaming PC though, the expanded capabilities of such a system and the ability to use it to make some of that money back is well worth considering. My third reason to still build a gaming PC is also a rebuttal to there being other gaming options like consoles and smartphones, but this time I'm talking about the content rather than the hardware. PC gaming is insanely backwards compatible, and apart from the regular march of current-gen AAA and indie titles that debut on Steam or other PC gaming distribution platforms, there is an almost embarrassing wealth of legacy games that you can still play on PC, which is nice because consoles will often relaunch old games on newer systems, but they'll make you pay for them again, which kind of sucks. There is no greater or more versatile platform for accessing older games than the PC, and that doesn't just include titles that were made specifically for the PC. Even older console games can live on to be played by future generations via emulators, a type of software that runs on your PC to imitate the hardware from old consoles like the NES or original PlayStation. And if I can once again tie this back into the cost factor, buying games can quickly add to the overall price of your gaming setup, but with a gaming PC and an internet connection, you'll immediately have access to a wide array of free-to-play titles and older games that often don't cost a dime. My fourth reason to build a gaming PC is because of friends in the PC gaming community, that is, which in my 20+ year experience has remained largely wholesome and positive, with entire forums, subreddits, and Discord channels dedicated to bringing people together to share their experiences, and in particular, to provide help and assistance, especially to new builders. My channel is hopefully a great resource for getting PC building help online, but I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't properly credit all the other spots online where like-minded folks congregate. The Build a PC and PC Master Race subreddits come to mind, as well as Hardware Swap for deal seekers, and just about every tech media outlet has forums or at least a comment section where discussions take place. LTT forums come to mind as well, and of course other tech YouTubers like Gamers Nexus, Hardware Unboxed, LTT, Jay's 2 Cents, Hardware Canucks, and my friend Bitwit Kyle continually produce high-quality content analyzing, testing, and building gaming PCs. So if things going wrong and PC building being challenging are sticking points for you, just know that there are tons of people out there ready to provide advice and assistance. And there's a good chance your particular issue or problem has already been asked about in a forum post with the solution available in the replies. But there you have it, guys, my 3 reasons not to build a gaming PC and 4 reasons you still should. And if I have swayed or impacted your decision on this subject at all, I'd love to hear about it, so leave me a comment down below. Maybe also click that like button too if you enjoyed this video. I'll post several helpful PC building links in the description too if you're interested. And closing reminder to check out my store at paulshardware.net for high quality merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, beer sets, and more. Subscribing to my channel is always a good call too, so you can be notified when the rest of this series goes live. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.